But you've got, rules for thee and not for D's, as in Democrats, because there are a number of Democrat mayors and governors and members of Congress and people running for Congress. That image right there is of Stacey Abrams. She's at Glenwood Elementary. She's talking to her kids there about her new kids book. Notice she's the only person not masked up. The principal tweeted this out, and then there was immediate blowback from Republicans, and it's like, hey, wait a minute. Where's the mask? There are mask mandates in that school. Why is she breaking the rules?
Well, and when the principal tweeted it out, excited that she was coming to the school, which is right outside of Atlanta, then she, quote, posted it or whatever it is. Reposted it.
Retweet.
And then, said, oh, it was a wonderful time. It was spectacular, delightful, and outstanding. Well, then she got so much heat for it, for not wearing a mask, but yet all those little 4- and 5-year-olds behind her have to wear a mask, but yet she doesn't. So, and there were 4 pictures that the principal posted. 3 of them, she was not wearing a mask. So yesterday morning, the principal's Twitter was deactivated and Abrams' tweet was deleted.
Right. Yeah. So, by the way, we just got word they're going to announce today that New York, no masks as of first week in March. So they've got 2 more weeks.
New Jersey's about the same.
Yeah, toss the mask in the garbage.
Too? Kids, no masks?
Oh, yeah, I think it's for schools.
Nice.
It's for schools. That's the key.
I think the 15th is when things change here in New York City. Anyway, speaking of New York City, Congressman Jamal Bowman from New York was up at New Rochelle High School, and he too posing with students, and the kids are all masked up, and he is not. Now, keep in mind, New York mask mandate in all public schools in the state, and New Rochelle enforces it. But going back to Stacey Abrams, her spokesperson had to defend her. Why was she breaking the rules? And her spokesperson said this: Stacey trusts science and supports masking in schools as it's the current CDC recommendation. She wore a mask to the event and removed it at the podium so she could be heard by students watching remotely and for photos, but only with folks who were masked. So in other words, hey, special exemption, she's going to be able to take it off because she's speaking. Listen, a rule is a rule, so it should apply to everybody at all times, right?
Unless they know they know the rule is stupid and they're not going along with it and they're getting caught.
Right. So Jamal Brown, back to him, the congressman from New York, he posted that picture was from January 31st when he was with the 9 kids at or 9 students at New Rochelle High School. But then 3 days later, he tweeted out on February 3rd, make sure to mask up, stay safe and get boosted. Then on February 5th, he was at Westchester Jewish Council Gala, seen without a mask when he put a picture on Twitter. And so when we asked him for a comment, why are you telling us to mask up and you're not and everyone else is? And he did not respond.
Yeah, Oakdale, California is a big movement. These kids are not going to school in masks. They're told, if you're not going to come to school in masks, just turn around, and the Oakdale Joint Unified School System don't come in. They're going to try to get in. They're going to get tossed out. In Washington State, the same thing. These kids, they're in 10th, 11th grade. They know it's dumb. They know the hypocrisy that's happening. They know the risks that are out there. They know if they have underlying conditions. They're tired of walking around with this oppressive mask over their face that doesn't do anything on top of that, and they're finally standing up, speaking out. I look for that to really get momentum.
And how about Eric Adams? He
Eric
did the
Adams
same
twice.
Thing. Right. He said all the kids have to be masked up at schools when you're on school property, even if you're out on the playground running around. You still have to wear a mask. But yet he was seen on Arthur Avenue, which is the Italian area up in the Bronx, in Little Italy up there, and he was seen without a mask.
Even though there are indoor mask mandates in New York. Jeremy Hunt is running for Congress down in the great state of Georgia and had this observation about what we've seen these Democrats do and, the hypocrisy of what's going on with these rules. Here he is earlier on the show.
It doesn't matter if you are Republican, Democrat, parents are pissed off at the COVID hypocrisy. I mean, as we're campaigning for Congress, I'm going around the district here, and parents are telling me, look, they're sick of the mask mandates. I mean, even as me, I'm a father of a 2-year-old little girl. I'm sick of putting a mask on my daughter just going on an airplane these days. I mean, it's gotten out of control. I think this November, voters are going to show up to the polls and send a loud and clear message to the Democrat Party that they have completely missed it.
Well, I think everybody's frustrated and ready to take them off.
He's got a 2-year-old.
But they just have to change the rules for everybody and not be so selective about allowing certain people to do it.
Right, because they don't work. They only keep you safe by 2%. They've said that at Johns Hopkins. They said natural immunity should count. They also said the clampdowns, the lockdowns, all these preventive measures save 0.02% lives. And if you counter that with how many people, the emotional and actual educational damage done to these kids, it does not add up. But nobody's covering that. Although I did see a little bit of change on CNN. At least they're asking questions about the Hopkins study to other people.
Well, it's really hard when you're a parent and your child's learning to read, and they need to see the mouth of the teacher while they're teaching them sounds and sight words. And for 2 years, they can't. And you ask any teacher, they say they have seen kids falling behind, every child falling behind because of all of this. So you have to weigh out your risks.
Right. There's a learning delay. And so when they go back to school and there's no mask, it's like, hey, this is so much easier.
It was so good not to have Anthony Fauci on television this week.
Let's get there as quickly as possible.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.